Welcome to Brewed In Monmouth, the real estate tea with Kate and Doreen. We're here to talk homes, hometown gems, and real conversations with the entrepreneurs and locals who keep Monmouth County buzzing. I'm Kate, and as always,
I'm Doreen. Each week, we're bringing you the voices behind the businesses, the stories behind the sales, and the tea you need to hear. So grab your favorite drink, and let's get into it. So we are so excited to have you join us today.
we're here with Carly McDermott of Two River Acupuncture in Fairhaven, New Jersey, on Cedar Ave there, in Cedar Commons.
So happy to
Carly
be here.
has been there since July of 2023, and I think I have been, no HIPAA violation if it's me, right?
No, you're safe.
A patient since you opened, pretty much.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I'm so honored. This is so fun.
We're honored to hear about everything that you can offer. We were talking about how fantastic Kate looks as a patient, and I'd love to hear more about what you can do.
So I've gone for, I think it started to weight loss. I think is how I started.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I went for anxiety too. But then we started your aesthetics line.
Yeah. Yes.
And I went and did your 12 session package last year, which is a Botox alternative.
Yes. Yes.
And red light therapy. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, of course. So you're unique because most people come into acupuncture for the first time for pain. So the fact that you already knew that it did more than pain, you're one step ahead of everybody else. So that's awesome.
How does it help with weight loss?
So it helps with weight loss by working with homeostatic balance in the body. So it's not directly working with shedding the weight. It's more working with your craving on why you want to have the food that you are
Why
craving.
you need to have your chocolate? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So and the beauty of aesthetic acupuncture is we can treat virtually anything else when you get aesthetic acupuncture. We can't treat low back pain at the same time because the needles are in the face, so I do need you face up. But we continued on your anxiety journey and your weight loss journey while you were going through those 12 sessions of acupuncture. So it's very
A 2-for-1.
unique. A twofer, yeah, exactly.
And they're 1 week, 12 continuous weeks?
Yes. So perfect world, scheduling aside. I know it's hard.
That's probably because I'd be like, sorry, can't make it.
I know, right? Everybody's like all over the place. We would see you once a week for a series of 12 weeks. And every fourth session, about once a month, we would swap out the aesthetic acupuncture treatment for holistic microneedling and stuff.
Oh, that's new. I don't think you were doing that.
Newish, yeah. It's fairly new. I've been doing it in the practice. I've been doing it for years, but I haven't introduced it to the practice for a while. I think like 6 months ago, we've done it. So.
And you do microneedling and nanoneedling?
Yep, I do microneedling and nanoneedling. They're two separate
What's the
services.
difference? We're
Yeah,
talking
what's
to
the
like
difference?
a complete newbie here.
Yeah, so let's go to the basics,
Yes.
right? So every single treatment that you come in my office for, even if it's truly just for aesthetic purposes, is going to have full body acupuncture involved. So that's what makes it super unique. There's a lot of needles.
But they're little.
They're not even needles. I want to come up with a new name for them because I hate needles, which is ironic that I do this for a living, but not my favorite thing. Even when I get blood drawn right across the street in Fairhaven, I have to turn away, and it's this whole big thing, and they poke fun at me that I'm the acupuncturist across the street. I'm like, it's not the same. But lots of needles. I start slow in the beginning, especially if you're needle shy. So, I don't, overwhelm you and anything like that. But all treatments all across the board are going to include full body acupuncture. And then we have aesthetic acupuncture, which is an alternative to injectables such as Botox, Dysport, and Xeomin and all of that. But it's not one or the other. Most of my patients who come in for aesthetic treatments are on an injectable schedule, and that's perfectly fine. They're meant to work in conjunction with each other.
Not a clinical opinion, but I did find that my Botox lasted a lot longer. I don't know if that's true or
there
not,
there are studies stating that.
Yeah.
It's mostly because we're working with the overall health of the skin, whereas Botox and all the other injectables, they're great. That's more of a Band-Aid fix on fixing the wrinkles, and we look awesome when we get those treatments done. But the acupuncture is more working on your collagen and your elastin production naturally. So it's
Oh my God, I want to be a patient.
can do one or the other. Yeah, come hang out. You can find me.
I will. I
Yeah.
definitely will.
I'm local.
12 weeks, so that'll get me through the whole summer. We'll have you back in September. We'll do a before and after.
I would love that. That would
That'd
be
be
so
so cool.
fun. You're
Once a
gorgeous
week.
as is,
Well,
but
thank
we'll
you,
have
but
a good
No, I'm feeling I can use
baseline.
a little help these days. And how does it help with anxiety?
So acupuncture in general, no matter what you're coming in for, even if it's truly, this is actual clinical experience. You have a grumpy old guy coming in. He has low back pain. He's had it for years. He comes in to treat just the low back pain. Typically, they tell me they don't believe in acupuncture and don't believe in the medicine at all. But here they are. Their wife forced them. They're up all night in pain. They'll do anything at this point. And I just, no questions asked. It doesn't matter if you believe in it or not because it works. Get on the table, treat the back pain, which also requires repetition. I always consider it going to the gym once and wanting a six-pack from that. That would be so good, too good to be true. With acupuncture, we do want repetition. But they come in for their series of treatments, and then towards the end, they're like, wow, I've actually been sleeping a lot better, and I'm not nervous throughout the day. I'm not having those palpitations when I'm driving or something like that.
I was going to say the sleep is a big reward.
Sleep is huge.
I haven't slept, I don't think, in like the last 3 nights. I don't know why, but you could probably see it in my face. So sleeping, it's not the anxiety, the palpitations that I'm feeling. You know, there's a lot going on. My kids are all over the place. You know, you got work and all this other stuff, but it's just a lot that life throws at you.
I was having like basically panic attacks, like out of the blue. I never had them before, and then it would be like my throat would close up.
Wow.
A lot of times when I was driving, they went away. They went away fast though.
Yeah. Anxiety is pretty quick with acupuncture. Like I said, no matter what you're coming in for, even if it truly is low back pain, no matter where we're putting the needles, we're creating little micro traumas in the body. The body responds as if it was injured very minorly with the central nervous system. So we're releasing endorphins when you get acupuncture, clinically proven, not woo-woo, which is what's going to make you sleep better. Kind of like a runner's high after. If you're working out consistently, you generally sleep better at night. Same concept with acupuncture.
So is it better to do it in the evening hours then, or the morning hours, or does it not really matter?
You know, it totally depends on the person. Some people swear by their morning appointments, and some people are diehard nighttime appointments, and they can fight for it. Yeah.
Like working out. Same.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Same
Did you go
concept.
at night, or I guess all of it?
I'd go like in the afternoon because of the kids.
Yeah, that's true.
Whenever you can fit it in.
One at night.
Okay.
And
So there's so many, we're going to call them like 20, 25-year-olds who just have so much anxiety. So this would be a great opportunity for them to learn about what you can offer and how their body can respond to it.
Yeah.
Without going on a pill.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we need pills.
Sure.
Definitely not against any sort of Western medicine. I just think that we jump to it a little bit too quickly, especially in the younger population. And we don't know long-term effects. These drugs are fairly new with consistent use. And we're putting, especially young women, on the birth control pill.
Yeah.
You know, very early. And then we're just hoping and praying that they can get pregnant when they hope to in their later 20s. That being said, it's important to go to your primary care physician. You know, I'm not a primary care physician, but why don't we just see what we can do without, adding anything to your body, and then go from there.
So you do a lot of infertility treatments in women's health as well.
I do a lot of infertility, a lot of pregnancy support treatments, and postpartum too. Treat a lot of postpartum depression and just hormonal regulation after you give birth. But so from all the way the start, when you're trying to conceive, in conjunction with maybe your IUI or IVF treatments, I see patients for that. Then once they get pregnant, I aim, if they've had a trouble getting pregnant, I try to aim for 12 weeks of gestation for them to continue seeing me consistently when the pregnancy is most fragile. And then they can kind of coast. I'll see you, in your 3rd trimester. You can come in if you like, but I think you're good on that end. And then we labor prep.
What about, there's so many young girls too who suffer from, monthly pain. Could acupuncture help relieve that?
It's huge for that. So I also practice herbology, which
What's
is
that?
The practice of herbs.
Okay. Oh, herbology.
Herbology, yeah. Herbs in, Eastern herbs, because that's what the degree is in.
These really work.
They
honestly,
work, yeah.
I have like 10 people that can be calling you tomorrow.
So I'll just tell you, when my husband, he won't care. When my husband lost his parents, he had he was very sad. He lost both his parents in a year. It's a year and a half. Really hard.
I lost my mother 6 months ago. I'm still very
so
sad
sorry.
over it. Yeah, it's just, it's a huge loss that you don't even know how to process it. It's a hard thing to go on.
Yeah, no. So what we're talking about, and people out there all experience grief, and Carly prescribed these herbs, and it did help because he was being testy, which is not, Joe, he's not testy.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of giving him balance. I think this was called this emotional balance. And
Yes,
really did
it
work.
was.
Now,
yeah.
now I chug it every time the kids piss me off. I'm like,
It's called Chow Yao San, or, in English, we branded it emotional balance is a huge one.
Wow.
And it works. If you're moody, that actually helps with some PMS.
PMS, it's one of my most popular formulas for PMS in general. So huge for women suffering with period cramps and any sort of issues with their period, even if they're young and they have no desire to get pregnant anytime soon.
Right.
Usually we work in conjunction with herbs.
Wow. Migraines?
Migraines.
Oh my God, my whole family. We have family special. We're all coming in tomorrow.
Yeah, right?
We're all coming in tomorrow. Wow.
Yeah, pretty much anything that's not trauma medicine, right? Acupuncture and herbal medicine can treat within reason. So, if you need the emergency room, don't come to me. I will send you to the emergency room.
Call 911 first.
Yeah, exactly. But anything else, is great to treat with, even if you're already taking medicine for something else. Yeah. I always say, why not get it from all angles, right? With the aesthetics, right? You're getting Botox. Why not work on the overall health of your skin while you're getting Botox? You're getting IVF. First of all, so expensive to go through all those treatments. You really want it to work. Why not do everything you can to get you there? With acupuncture too. So,
can you tell us obviously you have a PhD in this, but what is the basic philosophy of acupuncture?
Of course. So my
Just
favorite question.
So it's up in the air to people who understand.
I know, totally. And you can explain it so many different ways, especially depending on what you're treating, right? So when we treat back pain or pain in general, the mechanism is our goals are different versus when we're treating menstrual issues, right? But in general, acupuncture points exist. I always say this. People say it doesn't exist. You can't see it on MRIs or x-rays or anything. But the reason that you can't see them, or acupuncture channels, are because they are the spaces in between. So acupuncture channels are basically the interstitial space in between your organs, your fascia lining, right? That's what is, we are looking for when we're treating acupuncture points and looking for areas of pain. When they say they can't see anything, it's because there is nothing there, right? What acupuncture is the space in between.
You're talking about they're saying there's certain spots on the palm of your hands, the balls of your feet, you're talking about those areas?
So there are 365 primary acupuncture points in the body, and then there's tons of extra points that people have discovered years later, because this is a thousands of year old medicine. They are the spaces in between everything, and a lot of blood. For instance, there's not a lot of blood flow going towards herniated or discs in your spine. There are spaces on either side of the spine that when you needle there, you're bringing blood to that area, fresh blood, right? And nourishing an area that is already kind of neglected in the body naturally, just because there's not a lot of blood flow to that area.
Okay.
I hope that makes sense.
It does.
So we're redirecting circulation to where we want it to go, or where we don't want it to go. If you have acute swelling and you have way too much going on there, we'll redirect the lymph and the blood elsewhere by drawing attention to other areas of the body.
Wow.
In the points. So it's pretty awesome. And then we touched on this before, but we're activating the parasympathetic nervous system when we needle, and that's your rest and digest. So when we activate that, that's why you sometimes feel sleepy. A lot of people have healthy bowel movements when they're getting regular acupuncture, because we're working on that system that we're neglecting when we're out in everyday life. It's so hard to relax. We're bombarded by everything. So our fight or flight is really high. And we want to dial down the notch a little bit, and we can do so with acupuncture.
How can people say it doesn't exist? Like, there's certain points in your body when they put the needle in that you're like, it doesn't hurt, but you feel it.
Yeah. It's because you can't see it, and there's nothing to be seen, right? And science loves proof. Yeah. And there is tons of proof, but it's not visual. It's more lab results. And
just if you feel better, if you look better, that's all the results you need. You don't need anything more than that.
Yeah, people come in and they say it's a placebo effect, and I say, okay, doesn't matter. I don't care.
Yeah, if I feel better or look better.
Say that, like,
oh my gosh, I mean, mostly less of my direct patients and more in social settings. I get a lot. Do you actually believe in that? And I'm like, yes, no, I just went to school for 8 years, and I kind of on a whim. Like, obviously I believe in it, but people do. They come to me as a last resort, or acupuncturists in general as a last resort, and
I think it's just the American way. I think we're just so programmed to go and get a pill or a surgery without surgery. Right.
That's huge.
Without trying different avenues.
But you go to a surgeon, and of course they're going to tell you they need surgery. Like that's what they're. I know it's malicious. I'm not one of those people.
No, it's not malicious at all. That's what they're trained in,
and that's what they know.
Trained in.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's all they know. So they think that they can fix you with that. As Americans, we just don't see this,
of course,
as the first step, maybe.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. You have a baby. What do? You bring them to the pediatrician. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't. So you're starting at such a young age of always going to
I could go down such a rabbit hole from
Tell me what.
No, just about how we shouldn't be last resort.
Maybe the first.
And you take insurance, right?
I do take insurance. I'm out of network with every insurer, so it can be a little tricky in regards to if you have coverage.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people have coverage. I hope. Not, for me, just in general, a lot of insurance companies aren't covering. I think in the next few years that's going to change, hopefully as we become a little more mainstream. But
you're definitely more mainstream than 5 years ago, I even feel like.
Totally. Way more. People are popping up all over the place. Yeah.
Do you treat children?
I do treat children, yeah.
Do they have to be a certain Do they have to be a certain age?
They don't. No, you can treat them right away.
Like a colicky baby?
Colicky baby, yep. We could do that.
You've done a colicky baby?
We can do colicky babies. We can actually work on breech babies when they're in the womb, even before they're born.
This was before I met you, I did that.
Yeah.
It worked.
Before.
And then
it works, yeah.
And then she turned back.
You know what? It depends on the pregnancy, and it depends on when you do the treatment. Because
I had three breech babies or something going on in there.
That's really
they were comfortable that way.
That
was how they wanted. Sometimes they just want to be like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, always worth trying. But I'm out of network with everybody. And if I don't take your insurance, I'm happy to give you a super bill. So you can submit on your own too. HSA, FSA, all of that I do accept as forms of payment. So I try to make
accessible.
I try to make it accessible for everybody as best as I can. But in regards to treating, I have toddler patients and I have elderly patients all the way through. And it's really such a gift to be able to touch different patients and feel the difference in their channels and how everything flows, but we're really all the same, and the goals are usually the same.
Do toddlers sit still?
So typically, no. It depends on the toddler. We do have little press-on needles that we can use. I usually, if like the child's under like 6 or 7, depends on the kid. Some, you know, kids are wise beyond their years and they can take the needles in those minutes. But if they're super fidgety or really hate needles and can't be bothered, I do have press-on needles or tacks that go on certain points, and then you keep them on for the rest of the day. And I have little fun stickers that they can pick out and put on top, so it's not as scary for them. But the needles in children in general, not as many needles as an adult needs, and they don't need to be retained in the body for as long as an adult needs. Because kids respond so quick to everything, right? They bounce back.
I was going to ask, is it like an immediate relief? Do you feel it? Like we were talking about doing something for 12 sessions. Like, do you not feel it until the 9th, 10th, 11th session, or do you feel it immediately?
For the aesthetics, just speaking for me, the 3rd session, I saw a big difference.
Yeah. I think it greatly depends on the patient and what they're coming in for, aesthetics and, you know, pain or any sort of thing. I usually recommend taking aesthetics aside, coming in for 4 to 8 sessions when you're getting treated for something else. And if you're not seeing a change after that, like 4th or 5th session, maybe, you know, acupuncture isn't right for you in this condition. But usually people pretty quick. Yeah, very grateful for that. It's a pretty quick turnaround.
I can't wait to try it.
I can't wait to have you.
I know.
It's so fun. I wish I brought needles. That would have been fun. Yeah, next time for sure.
Yeah. Let's see how I tolerate them first.
Yeah.
I'll be like
we don't
screaming.
need you to pass out.
No. Wow, that's amazing. That's really, really great. I never thought of it from a cosmetic point of view. And I don't know how many other people do. Maybe I'm just
I didn't
naive
either.
one. I don't know.
I've gotten acupuncture for a long time. I started back when I lived in New York City, so like 10 years. But I never really knew about the aesthetics, so I was on the table one time for something else, and I was like, tell me everything.
Yeah, right? So
Help
awesome.
me every which way.
Yeah. And the microneedling that we do is traditional microneedling that you would get at an aesthetic med spa. The difference is I'm not doing PRP, I'm not drawing your blood or anything like that, but it's the same pen, same concept, except full body acupuncture with it. So no, I do use a serum. It's all natural or herbal based because of my degree. I use apple stem cells on the majority of my microneedling patients, which really help with skin regeneration. Because you know how the skin of an apple is so smooth and shiny? That's what we want to replicate on our faces.
But no redness.
No redness. No redness. Ideally not. Yeah, so it's super fun.
Wow.
Love it.
Yeah, that's great. I'm just trying to think of anything else that we
please
have experienced together.
I mean, if anyone's afraid of needles or just thinks a little, you know, maybe they want to get their feet wet without doing it, I do, or full body private session, I do a lot of pop-ups at the Stay Well Collective in Rumson. Love Noelle.
We love Noelle too.
Noelle is just, we're like this. But that's a great way to get acupuncture in a group setting. Maybe bring a friend so you're not as, you know, nervous to be alone with the needles.
Would you do private house visits?
I would, yeah, I would do that. I do house calls. When you come in for a private session, you are resting in the room for 20 to 30 minutes by yourself with the needles in. Most people are afraid at first, but I come in and they're snoozing. The majority of my life is waking people up. You can't be playing on your phone
or anything like that, right?
You can't play on your phone. People try. People try. Yeah, I come in, they're like, sorry, I lost a few needles. I'm like, it's all good. It's all good.
It doesn't hurt when you move?
It does.
It does, yeah.
But it would be like something was blowing up at work, and I'd be like...
I have people with their headphones in, like they'll just tap, like they wear their Bluetooth headphones, and they'll like chat to someone in a meeting when they're getting acupuncture.
That's crazy.
I know. I'm like, I don't know anything. I didn't see anything.
That's wild.
I know.
Yeah, I guess we don't know how to turn it off. It's just so sad.
Yeah.
Constantly doing 10 different things.
We're all guilty of it. It's crazy. But at the very least, you're getting a solid hour away from your electronics. So that's a blessing.
Unless you're me.
Yeah, unless you're you.
Yeah, but like the older you get, maintenance is everything. I mean, Kate, we talk about maintenance all the time when we're talking home maintenance, right? I mean, body and facial maintenance, hair maintenance, it's so important. And, you can't let it go. You have to keep it up. Otherwise, you wind up with a fix that can be fixed.
Of course. And
then you're that foreclosure.
Your health, it's so pushed to the back burner. We do our hair, we do our nails, we do, our Botox and everything. That's all well and fine, our spray tans and everything. And then we just say, oh my God, all of a sudden we're sick, and then we care about our health. It's really something that we should be actively working on with acupuncture and herbal medicine regularly, right? So we don't go down that path. But it's hard. Life gets ahead of us, and we put everybody before ourselves. So.
I know what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Red light therapy. Because
red light therapy.
Of that. Can you talk about that a little bit? And
of course. Of that? So with all of my aesthetic treatments, it includes red light therapy. You can also add it to any acupuncture treatment that you're getting, even if you don't want to do the aesthetics. We can pop it on while you're laying there to work on fine lines and wrinkles, acne, or body pain. So I use the Saluma, state of the art, my favorite. It's developed by NASA, the technology in it that they used to use for astronauts in outer space to bring ATP to the cells in the body to regenerate. So we use that in our aesthetic treatments to work on fine lines and wrinkles. Similar to how you see, it's all trendy now on TikTok and everything with those masks that people are wearing that look spooky with the eye holes.
Yeah, my daughter has always a mask of some sort on. She cracks me up when you see her going to sleep sometimes. But she has that, it's like a handheld, it's white, but like red light thing that she puts on her face and everything. Yeah. I'm not really sure what it's called, but she loves it.
There's a few different brands, and some are much better than others. One of the main ones out there is like 10 minutes a day, and that's all they recommend. The Saluma, which is what we use in practice at my office, is going to be kind of a longer session, so 30 minutes of red light therapy, very condensed, much stronger, so you don't have to do it every single day. So that's great too, and that's included in any aesthetic treatment. There are different settings and different wavelengths of light that come out of the device depending on what we're treating. So we have predominantly blue light when we were treating acne and rosacea, redness, and that sort of thing. That's going to kill a lot of the bacteria that's under the skin, causing the acne. And then we have a wrinkle setting, which is for anti-aging. And then there's a pain setting that is predominantly infrared light. So that's going to be working on building cellular turnover over certain areas. So kind of what your body is already doing, we're just supplying it with more energy to speed it up. That's super popular during fertility treatments too, because oocytes, right, eggs, they take a lot more ATP or energy, so to speak, or qi in Chinese medicine, to develop into an embryo. So to give that the oomph that it needs, we can put the red light over your abdomen when you're going through.
Oh, wow.
Gosh, this is like mind-boggling. Wow.
I know, I'm just like spewing information.
You really, really are.
And then you have testimonial there.
I know, sense. You look absolutely beautiful. That's really...
Well, no, not just that. It was more like the anxiety, like crippling anxiety. Turning babies, not with Carly, but, it worked.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
It's limitless.
It really.
You need to elaborate on that a little bit.
The breech baby.
Yeah. I don't turn it manually.
Into what?
This lady did.
Oh. I don't know if I don't think that's allowed as an acupuncturist.
I won't say where.
Don't say. I don't do that. One more thing we can do if you're really needle shy are ear seeds. So I think we've done ear seeds with you, Kate, in the past.
What are they?
They are little press-ons that go on your ears, not needles. They're called seeds because back in ancient China, they actually used seeds from plants, and they just kept the name. I'm not using seeds. There's no herbs going in your ear. They're stainless steel. I also have 24 karat gold ones if you want to be fun with bling on top. I should have those in now, and I don't. Those have a crystal on top too, just for fun. But they go on your ear, and they're not a needle, and they stay on for about a week, I usually recommend. And you can stimulate them in moments of stress or anxiety or when you can't sleep and that sort of thing by rubbing them, right? Because there's acupuncture points on your ear. So it's kind of a take-home version of acupuncture when you need that little bit of support in between treatments. No needles, something that's safe for everyone.
Cancer patients?
I do. I treat a lot of cancer patients. We can't treat the cancer itself, right? I'm not treating the cancer. I'm treating the side effects to treatment that they're going through. So a lot of nausea with chemotherapy, fatigue, hair loss. We can't stop the hair loss, but we can help with the regrowth of new hair. We also do microneedling for that.
Really?
Yeah, on the scalp to regenerate hair growth. I know. It's a little more painful, excuse me, than the ones on the face, because it's deeper.
Yeah.
I do use a numbing cream, so there's no reason to be uncomfortable. Some people don't want the numbing cream. I think they just want to see what it's like. But yeah.
Wow.
Lots of things, lots of options.
Yeah, you completely blew my mind with my future. The next 3 months are going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be fun.
Where's the best place to find you?
You can find me on my website, tworiver-acupuncture.com. I also have an Instagram. It's just tworiver-acupuncture. You can send me an email or my office phone, whatever is best, but everything's right on the website. So you can find me there.
I'll be pulling it up tonight.
I know.
It's amazing.
You can book right online. You don't have to call me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice and easy. You can move your appointments around.
Don't look at me like
I
that.
know, I'm like, you could do that online.
Some people take advantage of it.
Yeah.
I did think I know we could do that online, but I'll be better.
It's okay. That's what it's there for. People say, sorry, I changed it online. I'm like, no, that's why.
Yeah.
I have it.
So you don't have to be interrupted or they don't have to wait.
You can just do it on your own time. I much prefer when a doctor's office or any place, you can just go online and see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But personal preference.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so
This was
much for
fun.
having me. This was so fun.